So Friday's maths lesson is really just about practicing a formal written method again. So if the sum is linear in a line, don't forget you've got to set it out in column method. So you would write 25,367 and you're multiplying it by 7. You then add in your equals lines and you are good to go. I won't bother going over this because you know what to do. You multiply each digit, working your way along from ones to tens to hundreds to tens of thousands, to thousands to tens of thousands. So you know what to do. The challenge today is that there might be some word problems. So here's an example where it uses a decimal point. Now, we haven't really discussed the decimal point today. So this challenge says, Mum spends £13.75 a week on meat from the butchers. During the 6 weeks of the summer holidays, how much did she spend? So what you've got to do is make sure you're identifying the important facts. So you need to know she is spending £13.75 on meat. She did it during 6 weeks. Now sometimes they do this in word problems where they'll actually write the words, so make sure you're looking for the words as well as the numbers. How much did she spend? So make sure when you're setting this out, you remember the pound sign. £13.75. We're multiplying it by 6 to find out how much money she spent over the 6 weeks of the summer holidays. The very first thing I'm going to do before I forget is put in that decimal point. After that, you can ignore it and you just treat the sum as normal. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 7 is 42. Remember to add this one in. 42 and 3 is 45. 6 times 3 is 18 and 4, 22. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So don't forget, you should really write a sentence. Mum spent £82.50 at the butcher's on meat. Now, you might also have a two-part question, so make sure you're reading it carefully. If it's a two-part question, you might have 2 parts to do in order to answer the whole question. So there's another part here. How much would this cost over 5 years? If that's the case, you need to take the answer that you created and multiply that answer by 5. So I'm just going to nail down here. So we've got this answer here, £82.50, and we're multiplying it by 6. And we're going to put equal sign before I do anything else, put in the decimal point, and then I haven't forgotten, and you would work out that second answer. Remember to put the pound sign in, and remember to answer the sum. She would have spent this amount over 5 years. So just to make sure that you think about how you're setting it out, it's really important that you use the squares, really important that you remember the decimal point. As soon as you've written the decimal point in, you can forget it, and it's important if there's a unit of measure, if it's asking you about pounds or millilitres or kilograms, whichever it is, make sure you include the unit of measure in your answer. And again, there's a nice mastery. It's a lot of word problems today, so you can practice word problems using multiplication. Now, if you're year 6, some of what you're asked to do might be long multiplication. So I'm just going to go over the long multiplication method. This is for year 6 because year 5 haven't yet learnt it. If you're feeling confident or you know the method, feel free, but year 6 might be given this as a challenge. So for example, 12,342 times 27. So if you remember, we need to set it out using 3 rows. And I'm going to put my equals lines in down here. And the first thing we do is multiply the units, as if the 2 wasn't there. So 7 times 2 is 14, we can carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28, and 1 is 29. 7 times 3 is 21, plus that 2, 21, 22, 23. 7 times 2 is 14 and 2, 15, 16. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. So you've multiplied all the ones. Now we need to multiply the tens. Now this is the part that people forget. Because we're multiplying by 10, we're really multiplying by 20 here, you need to remember all your answers are going to start in the tens column onwards. do to remember that is we put a 0 in there, and that means that all our answers will start from the tens column. So you go 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 1 is 2. So you have now multiplied by 20, and it's effectively what you're doing is multiplying by 2 and then making the entire answer 10 times larger. And then we've multiplied by the ones, we've multiplied by the tens, we need to add those answers together. So we add those, 4 plus 0 is 4, 9 and 4 is 13, 8 and 1 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 and 6 is 12 and 1 is 13, 8 and 4 is 12, and 1 more is 13, and 2 and 1 is 3. So the answer would be 333,234 as a long multiplication sum. Just a reminder for the Year 6 children, if Miss Ball and Miss Seville decide to give you some challenges where you use long multiplication. Thanks very much. Enjoy your week of multiplication.